Hey there, fellow Potterheads. Get ready to dive deep into one of the most mysterious and overlooked parts of the Harry Potter world, the Horcrux Cave. What is it about this cave that grips our curiosity so much? Why is this creepy ancient hideaway so much more than just a secret lair for Voldemort's darkest secrets? Buckle up, because we're about to explore a theory so wild, so mysterious, it'll leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the magical world. This is a good one. Trust me. First off, let's talk about what we know about the cave. Nestled on a craggy, desolate island, far away from the rest of the world, this place holds more than just a dark, dank atmosphere. It's practically alive with dark magic. The kind of magic that pulls at your very soul and whispers in your ear, urging you to tread carefully. But what if I told you that there's so much more to this cave than just Voldemort's twisted hideaway? What if this cave has a history, a dark past, tied to ancient witches, blood magic, and a gateway to the unknown? Now let's get into this. Ready? Picture this: an ancient coven of witches, some seriously dark blood magic, and a cave that's not just alive, but practically pulsing with its own eerie personality. And then, the child Voldemort gets drawn to it like a moth to a flame and takes it to the next level. Ready? Let's dive into this theory. It's hinted in the Harry Potter world that a long time ago, in an era when magic was wild and untamed, there existed a secretive coven known as the Sisters of the Abyss. 7 powerful witches, each bound by blood and sworn to the sea. They were masters of dark, ancient magic that others feared to even whisper about. Their power came from the ocean's depths, from the endless void where light could not reach. They believed the sea was both a cradle of life and the abyss of death, and they sought to control both. The sisters made their home in a hidden coastal cave, nestled in jagged cliffs accessible only by the sea. But this wasn't just any cave. It was alive, infused with raw, primal magic. The witches claimed it as their sacred sanctuary, feeding its dark energy through their blood magic. They carved runes into its walls, spilled their own blood into its still, black waters, and summoned spirits from the void. The cave responded, growing darker, colder, and hungrier. Over time, their magic became so powerful that the sisters began to believe they could transcend mortality itself. They sought to open a permanent gateway to the abyss, a place where death and life blurred, and time held no meaning. The sea whispered to them, calling them to perform the ultimate ritual, a sacrifice of their own humanity. On the night of a fierce storm, the sisters began their final spell. Waves crashed violently against the cliffs, as if the sea itself were rebelling. Chanting in unison, they spilled their blood into the cave's waters, drawing symbols of power that glowed with unholy light. The air turned icy, and shadows twisted unnaturally. They believed they were moments away from opening the abyss and ascending to godhood. But magic is a dangerous master, especially blood magic. The ritual spiraled out of control. The cave began to scream, its walls trembling as the sea surged inside. One by one, the sisters were consumed by their own spell. Their bodies twisted and crumbled into dust, their screams echoing endlessly. Their souls were bound to the cave, trapped forever in the abyss they had tried to control. The cave was never the same. Its waters turned black and unnaturally still. Whispers filled the air, the voices of the sisters warning, or perhaps luring, anyone who dared to enter. It became a place of death, a living entity hungering for blood, fueled by the witches' failed ambition. This would explain the oppressive, almost suffocating feeling Dumbledore described when he and Harry entered the cave. It's not just dark, it's crowded. The witches' spirits could be watching, waiting, ready to lash out at anyone who dares disturb their sacred ground. Anyway, now let's fast forward to the early 20th century. Young Tom Riddle, a budding sociopath with a natural talent for dark magic, stumbles across this cave as a child. But what if it wasn't a coincidence? What if the cave called to him? After all, Voldemort had a piece of his soul that was already cracked and dark. The sentient cave might have sensed that darkness and reached out like, "Hey, kid, you're one of us." When Tom lured those 2 orphans into the cave, it wasn't just about scaring them. What if the cave fed on their fear, amplifying the experience for Tom? Maybe it was testing him, seeing if he was worthy of its power. And of course, Tom passed with flying colors. The cave might have recognized him as someone who could continue the legacy of its magic, someone who'd use it for truly terrible things. Years later, when Voldemort was looking for a place to hide one of his horcruxes, it's no wonder his mind returned to the cave. But here's the twist. He didn't just pick it because of nostalgia. He picked it because he felt its power. By that point, Voldemort was well versed in dark magic, and he would have recognized the ancient spells woven into the cave's very foundation. He wasn't just hiding a horcrux there, he was tapping into the magic the witches had left behind. Now, Voldemort being Voldemort, he couldn't just leave things as they were. No, he had to make it worse, bigger, deadlier, more Voldemorty. He layered his own enchantments over the witch's magic, amplifying the cave's defenses to the point where it became almost impossible to survive. The blood sacrifice to open the entrance? Classic Voldemort, sure, but also totally in line with the blood magic the witches practiced. He wasn't innovating, he was adapting their work to fit his needs. And the Inferi? Here's the wild part. They might have already been there. The witches could have used the cave as a burial ground for their enemies or sacrifices, animating the bodies as part of their necromancy. Voldemort, recognizing their potential, might have simply reawakened them. Or get this, the cave itself could have brought the Inferi to life as an extension of its sentience, using them as tools to defend the Horcrux. Either way, they're not just creepy. They're a direct link to the cave's dark past. As for the potion in the basin, that's peak Voldemort. He probably created it, but the concept, a liquid that forces you to relive your worst memories, feels eerily similar to something the witches might have used as a test of worthiness. Voldemort, in his twisted brilliance, could have taken inspiration from their magic and made it even crueler. So where does that leave us? The cave isn't just a hiding place for a Horcrux. It's a living artifact, a remnant of ancient magic that Voldemort twisted for his own purposes. But here's the spooky part. Voldemort's gone, but the cave is still there. The witch's magic, the sentience of the cave, the Inferi, they're all still waiting. What if the cave is now even more dangerous, corrupted by the lingering traces of Voldemort's soul? It could be out there, alive and hostile, guarding secrets that no one's dared to uncover. And that's why the Horcrux Cave is so much more than just a creepy location. It's a fusion of ancient witchcraft, blood magic, and Voldemort's egomania, a place that's as alive as any character in the story. Spooky, fascinating, and 100% the stuff of nightmares. What do you think? Could this be the real story? And that's a wrap for today's deep dive into the mysterious Horcrux Cave. Thanks for tuning in to Theories Amore, your hub for uncovering the deepest lore and wildest theories. Be sure to check out our other videos, from hidden magical secrets to untold character stories. Until next time, keep your wands at the ready and your minds open. This is Theories Amore, signing off. Mischief managed.